We've all been there, haven't we? You decide, okay, I'm going for this massive long-term goal. Maybe it's prepping for one of those super competitive exams, like IIT-JEE, UPSC in India, or maybe a big professional certification somewhere else.
That initial burst.
Exactly. You start with this incredible energy, this
Yeah.
spark. You feel totally unstoppable.
Yeah, for about a week, maybe.
Right. And then the grind hits. Months, maybe even years of just slogging through it.
And the uncertainty starts creeping in, the
It's like-
self-doubt.
Totally. That initial fire just sort of fizzles, and you're left thinking, how on earth do I keep this up?
It's a universal feeling, really.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. How do you actually sustain your drive? Not just for exams, but for, any big demanding thing you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
The sources we looked at offer this really practical, system-based way to keep going, even when motivation just isn't there.
Right. It's less about feelings, more about structure.
So our mission today is really uncovering those strategies. How do you shift from relying on, those fleeting feelings to building solid habits that stick?
Think of it like a shortcut to understanding how long-term drive actually works. We want to give you some real tools, concrete things you can use when your energy inevitably dips.
Tools to keep that engine running. Love that.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. The first really fundamental shift that comes up is moving from motivation to discipline. The sources put it so well. Motivation is the spark, right? But discipline, that's the engine.
That's the core idea.
So for someone facing this huge goal, why is making that distinction so important? What's the real danger of just waiting for that spark?
Well, it's critical, honestly, because waiting to feel like doing something, especially something hard, you'd be waiting a long time.
Yeah.
What's fascinating, and maybe a bit counterintuitive, is that action itself can actually generate motivation. You start even just a tiny bit, complete something small.
You get a little boost.
Precisely. You get that sense of accomplishment, and that fuels the next step. It flips the script. Instead of motivation action, it becomes action, motivation, more action.
Building that cycle.
Exactly. Sustained effort isn't about always feeling inspired. It's just about consistent action, showing up.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And the practical advice tied to this seems almost deceptively simple. Create a fixed daily schedule and follow it rigidly.
Yeah, the phrase used is like brushing your teeth. Non-negotiable.
Right, and maybe use things like Pomodoro, those timed work bursts or time blocking, just to make those study sessions feel less huge.
Definitely. Those techniques break it down. But the underlying principle is creating a default mode for productivity.
Default mode, I like that.
You remove the daily debate. Should I study now? Do I feel like it? No. Schedule decides. The decision's already made. Consistent effort becomes the default setting.
Okay, so that's the structure, the engine part. But what about the emotional side? That roller coaster of a long-term goal, it can really drain you, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. Even with the best schedule.
So how do we stay anchored? This brings us to anchoring your why, the power of purpose.
Crucial.
When things get tough, it's so easy to forget why you even started this crazy thing in the first place.
It is. And connecting back to that why, it's not just a nice thought. It's a powerful psychological tool.
How so?
Well, you need to really articulate it. Get specific. Not just, I want a good job, but why? Is it security? Challenge? Helping your family?
Making it really concrete.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you articulate it clearly, it acts as an emotional recalibration. On a bad day, when you feel like quitting, reminding yourself of that deep reason pulls your focus from the immediate pain to the ultimate reward.
And the practical tip is literally writing these reasons down and keeping them visible.
Absolutely. Stick it on your wall, make it your phone wallpaper, whatever works.
And the key is looking at it on those bad days before you even crack open a book.
Right. It acts like your internal compass. It pulls you back to your core purpose, gives you that emotional nudge you need to just begin.
Okay, compass set. Now let's tackle that feeling of pure overwhelm. Looking at a massive syllabus, a huge project plan.
It feels like Mount Everest, right?
Totally, like trying to scale it in one go. And that feeling can just stop you cold, paralyze you.
And there's a reason for that. Psychologically, when your brain perceives a task as completely impossible, its response is often just inaction, shutdown.
Because where would you even start?
Exactly. So the strategy here is breaking that Everest down into, hills. Or even smaller steps.
Micro goals.
Micro goals, yes. Instead of master the entire subject, it's this week, finish chapter 1, or even today, Do 10 practice problems.
Making it manageable.
Yes, but the real magic is biochemical, almost. Each time you achieve one of these small micro goals, you get a little hit of dopamine.
Ah, the brain's reward chemical.
Right, it's like leveling up in a video game. That little ding of satisfaction makes you want to keep going. These small wins are crucial for keeping momentum over the long haul.
So you're constantly feeding yourself these little rewards, building confidence.
Precisely. It makes the daunting manageable and consistently reinforces your effort.
Building on that idea, the next strategy seems so simple, but really effective. Progress tracking.
Yeah, just seeing how far you've come.
What's the power in just, ticking things off a list?
It's surprisingly potent. Seeing your growth visually, seeing the accumulation of your effort, it provides deep psychological satisfaction. We often underestimate this.
It's not just about knowing what you did, but seeing it laid out.
Exactly. The cumulative effect.
And the practical advice is dead simple. Keep a study log. Or just literally tick off chapters or topics in a notebook. Little green check mark.
Simple, but effective. The source material actually says seeing growth over weeks is the best anti-burnout medicine.
That's powerful. Anti-burnout medicine.
Yeah. It's not just tracking for the sake of tracking. It's validating your hard work. Building this visual proof that you're moving forward, even when it feels slow. It fights that feeling of just spinning your wheels.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. There's a really important social side to all this, isn't there? Who you surround yourself with matters. A lot.
Oh, massively. Your environment can either fuel you or drain you.
The sources warn specifically about, what do they call them? Negative toppers.
Yeah. Those individuals who either constantly brag in a way that makes you feel inadequate, or worse, actively try to psych you out or demotivate you.
We've all met them.
Unfortunately, yes. And those interactions, they're corrosive. They chip away at your confidence, foster unhealthy comparison. It's just draining.
So the advice is be intentional about your circle.
Very intentional. Find a small, supportive peer group, maybe an online forum focused on accountability.
But, and this seems key, the focus should be on discussing doubts, not fears.
Crucial distinction. Talk about specific problems, concepts you're stuck on, share strategies. Don't just get together to wallow in anxiety about failing. That's counterproductive.
So choose your environment wisely. Build a little bubble of positive, growth-focused support.
It's a strategic decision, seriously. It helps build collective resilience, not collective anxiety.
Right. Okay, now for something that often gets pushed aside when the pressure's on, proactive burnout management. Taking breaks. Feels like slacking off sometimes, doesn't it?
It really does feel counterintuitive. I have so much to do, I can't afford a break.
Yeah.
But the science is clear. Planned breaks, exercise, decent sleep. They are not optional extras. They're essential. Your brain literally needs them to function optimally, to consolidate learning, to sustain effort.
So pushing through without them is counterproductive in the long run?
Absolutely. You'll hit a wall harder and faster, your engine will seize up. Think of it like driving a car flat out without ever stopping for fuel or maintenance. It won't end well.
Okay. And the practical tips are things like short walks, stretching, maybe listening to some music, watching something short and fun.
Exactly. Small, restorative things. And crucially, prioritizing actual exercise and quality sleep. Those are fundamental, non-negotiable.
So burnout isn't a moral failing, it's a system breakdown.
Perfectly put. It's a sign your systems aren't sustainable. Prioritizing rest and recovery is the strategic move. It's not laziness, it's smart energy management for the long haul.
Smart energy management, okay. But what about those days when, despite the schedule, the why, the micro goals, you just feel completely, utterly stuck? Motivation is zero.
Yeah, those days happen. And that's where strategic inspiration comes in.
Strategic inspiration.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. What's the catch?
The catch is the strategic part. There's a fine line between using inspiration effectively and just procrastinating by consuming motivational content.
Ah, the trap of watching motivational videos instead of actually working.
Precisely. The source warns against confusing teller, feeling motivated with actually being productive. They're not the same thing.
So how do you use it strategically?
Maybe watch or read a short story about someone who overcame similar challenges, someone who cracked the exam from humble beginnings. Or listen to one motivational podcast segment right before you start studying.
The key being short and before studying.
Yes, with the huge caveat. Don't fall down the rabbit hole. Don't replace studying with endless motivation videos. It's meant to be a quick spark plug, not the fuel itself.
Just enough to get the engine turning over again.
Exactly. Reignite the effort. Don't delay it further.
Okay. This next point feels like like the real core of it all, the sources talk about an ultimate mindset shift. What is that?
This is where it really clicks, I think. It
Hmm.
boils down to fundamentally changing your internal narrative.
How so?
Okay, so the shit is this. Instead of thinking, I need motivation to study,
Yeah.
start thinking, studying is my default. Motivation is just a bonus when it shows up.
Whoa, okay. Say that again?
Studying is my default. Motivation is a bonus.
That that reframes everything, doesn't it?
Completely. It decouples your action from your feeling. You do the work because that's what you do, because it's scheduled, it's the default.
Well,
If you happen to feel motivated, great, extra fuel in the tank. But if not, you still do it.
it makes consistency the baseline, not something you have to constantly strive for based on mood.
Precisely. It changes your whole operating system regarding the task.
And there is a bonus teaser related to this, something about a mental warm-up.
Ah, yes. Really fascinating little tidbit. Apparently, some top performers in those really tough UPSC and JEE exams used a consistent, like, 15-minute mental warm-up routine every day.
Like a workout, but for your brain.
Exactly what they call it. Things like quick visualization of their goals, maybe reviewing a few key concepts mentally, some mindful breathing, just priming the brain for focus.
And this helped them stick with it for years.
The claim was it was a key factor in helping them stay in the game for the 1 or 2 years, sometimes more, that preparation takes. It built that mental readiness as a daily habit.
Wow. Default mode plus a mental warm-up, that's a powerful combo.
Incredibly resilient foundation, isn't it?
Definitely. So let's try and wrap this all up. The big message seems to be sustaining drive, sustaining motivation for these huge goals. It's not about magic or constant inspiration.
Not at all. It's about building systems. It's about discipline. It's about mindset.
Yes.
Diligently, consciously building and maintaining those things.
And these ideas, they go way beyond just passing an exam, right? This
Right.
applies to pretty much any big long-term thing you might want to achieve in life.
Absolutely. Career goals, creative projects, health changes. The principles are the same.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Going back to that mental warm-up.
Yeah.
If we accept that we need to train our bodies consistently, what would it really mean to apply that same logic to our minds? To systematically train for sustained effort?
That's a great question to ponder. What could your own daily mental workout look like? Even just 10 or 15 minutes. How would that help make consistent effort your default mode?
Something to really think about. What could you do to make that your baseline?
Yeah.
Ultimately, it feels empowering, actually, knowing that consistent progress is within your control. It's not just about waiting for the muse to strike.
Exactly. It's about building the engine, setting the schedule, and knowing you can keep going, even maybe especially on those days when motivation just feels miles away.